टैक्स वो आपका सेल्स नहीं बता रहा है, आप उसको पेमेंट नहीं करोगे, करने वाले हो? See, understand. They have also given a window of 2 months to rectify this. Every month you will get an auto-populated data. आप आपके सिस्टम में चेक करो कि सामने वाले ने उसका सेल बताया है कि नहीं बताया है, आपके पेमेंट टर्म्स क्या है उसके साथ में, क्रेडिट पीरियड कितना है आपके पास, राइट? कैन वी डू दिस सर? पॉसिबल है कि नहीं है?
Yeah, that can be possible, but in some cases we have to make payment
upfront
payment or part payment.
हाँ, तो क्रेडिट रेटिंग देखो.
We are not having any control because already payment are made, and after that we get know that person is not booked.
Yeah, that is a difficulty. Yeah, that is a genuine difficulty.
And sometimes if after that also, how the liability will get calculated?
Yeah, so they will not allow. So in the first month when you are going to claim, you have to say A and B. B is purchasing from A, and B has claimed, but A is not showing in his outward supplies. बताता ही नहीं, आपने उसको एडवांस दिया फिर भी वो नहीं बता रहे, वो सिचुएशन लेते हैं, right? So what will happen? B will only get a provisional credit. Notice will also go to A and notice will go to B. You have claimed this, is it correct? Second, notice will go to A. B has claimed it. Why you have not shown it? Okay, so the system will send notice to both of them. Then both of them have to reconcile what is the position. Then the credit will be granted if that seller is going to show it. I do understand one big problem in this is if the seller is not at all showing, notice जाने के बाद भी वो भाग गया है, right? Then there is an issue, and that is one issue which this issue is the one issue which the industry will have to take up with the government. This is happening like it is similar to what we have in Maharashtra, Section 48, Hawala purchases, right? Most of us have experienced that the Hawala sellers, Hawala dealers, they have not paid taxes into the government. The person who has purchased the goods from such Hawala dealers, they have been made liable to pay the tax. There is a judgment of Mahalakshmi Industries which has gone against the dealer. Although there is a provision that the government will first have to make use of its machinery to catch hold of that Hawala dealer first, all the processes that are required, because we as an individual trader or dealer, we don't have control over that person. Government has the control and the mechanism to recover the amount due from that dealer who has not paid the taxes. But we as purchaser of the goods, we do not have any control except in a genuine situation where the payment is pending to be made और हमने उसको रोक के रखा है. लेकिन अगर एडवांस दे दिया है, अगर वो हवाला निकला तो क्या? So many of the dealers under the MVAT Act have suffered because of such hawala dealer purchases. Again under the GST, the same provision which is there under the MVAT laws has been taken as a copy paste under the GST law also. The tax charge in respect of such supply has been paid to the credit of the appropriate government either in cash or through utilization of input credit. So unless and until that seller pays it to the government, set-off will not be eligible. According to me, this is a very harsh provision which the industry should definitely object to. Because we don't have control over that person. What we are having the tax invoice. We are having the challan of, we are having the proof of making payment to that person. We are having the proof of having received the delivery of the goods. Then why we should be dependent on that person whether he has paid the tax or not? Government can issue a notice to him. They are having a robust system now. Then why do we need such a provision? I think this is one provision which should be objected to and should be taken up at the parliament level. I think this is going to be very harmful to the dealers. This is the most harmful provision in GST law. And one more condition is you need to file a return to claim the input tax credit. रिटर्न नहीं फाइल किया तो इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा. रिटर्न आपने फाइल नहीं किया, आपने जिसको सेल किया उसको भी क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा, वो भी प्रोविजनल में जाएगा. योर रिटर्न विल बी इनवैलिड, इट विल बी टर्म्ड एज अ इनवैलिड रिटर्न. सो ऑल दोस प्रोविजंस आर केप्ट. नेक्स्ट, टाइम लिमिट फॉर क्लेमिंग ITC. दैट इनवॉइस हैज टू बी, for claiming ITC you have to book the purchases within it has to be finally booked before the due date of filing of return for September from the end of the year. तभी तक का time है. If you have missed out any of the invoices to claim the input tax credit, you can claim it up to 30th September, like this one, the earlier example, credit note wala. Right? Similarly, purchase invoice, you cannot book after 6 months from end of the year. System will close. 30. Now what will happen? April का invoice है तो next 30th September तक का time है. March का invoice है तो 6 महीने का time है. April का invoice है तो 1.5 साल का time है. राइट तो 6 महीने के अंदर आपको आपका अकाउंट्स क्लोज करना है. सिस्टम क्लोज करो, 1 साल खत्म हो गया, दूसरे साल में जाओ. यू कैन नॉट से कि मैं 6 महीने में उसके बियॉन्ड भी आई विल नॉट बुक दिस, बिकॉज योर अकाउंट्स आर गेटिंग ऑडिटेड बाय 30th of September. टैक्स ऑडिट होता है, स्टैट्यूटरी ऑडिट हो जाता है. तो व्हाई कीप दैट इनवॉइस पेंडिंग? व्हाई यू आर नॉट बुक दैट इनवॉइस? व्हाई यू आर नॉट बुक दैट परचेजेस? Whatever dispute you are having regarding the quality of the product, deficient products, you settle that before that within the time limit. Don't linger on. Right? So there's a time limit which has been set. Next. Whether there is any refund provision under the GST law? Refund is eligible in 2 or 3 situations. One, in the case of exports, if you are a person who is exporting the goods, you can claim a cash refund from the government. Cash means by check. So it means that it is not by way of credit. Input tax credit se nahi hai. Cash refund means it is by way of that you get a refund check in case of exports. Or where the credit is accumulated on account of inverted credit. Now what is inverted credit? Your purchases are of 18% GST. And the sale of your product is of say 5% GST. So there is an inverted credit. आपका tax on your purchases 18% वाला है. आपने कोई product manufacture किया उसमें तो जिसका sale value 5% है. Right? In such scenario also you can claim a refund of input tax credit, a cash refund of input tax credit. And in case if it is subjected to export duty, I don't know whether actually any export duty is being paid on any product, but in case if there is an export duty payable and that export duty is paid, then no refund of unadjusted input credit shall be allowed in cases where goods are exported out of India which are subjected to export duty. So you will have to claim, you have to set off your input tax credit in case any export duty is payable on any product. I don't know practically in which products this export duty is payable. In case if it is there, or maybe they have made a provision. Okay, in that case you need to adjust. In that case refund will not be available. All other cases it will be carried forward to be set off in the subsequent year. I think now it's almost 6 o'clock. Time to go home for all of us. I think I'll do one thing now. There are still a few slides, many things to be told yet, but I think we should take up question answers if any now. Because there will be many more questions which I understand, and there are many more things to learn also. But in case if we need to take up any questions, you may please ask. Job work we have taken up earlier only. There are some transitional provisions also. Transitional provisions basically whether there is a Senvet credit which is accumulated as on 31st March, whether that Senvet credit I can carry forward, or say there is a service tax credit. There is a Senvet, service tax also comes under Senvet. So whether that can be carried forward to the subsequent year under GST कि वो चला जाएगा. वो तो एक्साइज है, एक्साइज लॉ तो बंद हो गया, वैट तो बंद हो गया. तो वैट का रिफंड है मेरा 31 मार्च का 5 लाख तक मैं कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर सकता हूँ. बियॉन्ड 5 लाख है तो आई हैव टू क्लेम इट एज अ रिफंड. राइट मिलिंद? So if it is below 5 lakhs and if I have carried forward, can I still carry it forward to GST, or will I not? Will I have to claim it under the MVAT Act only? So there is a provision that if you are eligible for a refund claim under the existing VAT law or the excise law, service tax law, then you can carry it forward under the GST regime and set it off in the GST regime. Only difference is that whatever excise credit is available as on 31st March, which is carried forward, that will be eligible for set off against CGST. And whatever VAT credit is there, that will be eligible for set off against SGST, because that being a state subject and excise being a central subject, right? So those provisions are there. Capital goods. We, in case of a company, manufacturing company, which is eligible to claim set off on purchases of plant and machinery. We saw earlier that they can claim 50% of the set off in the first year, 50% in the subsequent year, right? So 50% is claimed in the first year. So balance 50% can be claimed under GST in the subsequent year. Sanviji? Right? So that's the provision, because that will not get lapsed because the excise law has not remained into force. There is a transition provision and it can be claimed under the new law. Right? So now, what as a company or what as an individual, as a trader, as a manufacturer, as a wholesaler, what we need to do, how we need to transform? Changes in the basic understanding of indirect taxes. We need to change our understanding. अभी location wise return नहीं करना है. I think and that step you all have already taken up today, trying to understand what is the change in the law. Compliances. How the registration is going to happen under GST. What are going to be the payments? Payment कैसे करेंगे? Yeah, one more thing. Payment चालान से याद आया. Under MBAT, when we are making a चालान payment for the month of March, we write in the चालान 1st March to 31st of March, right? But under the payment चालान, under the GST law, there is no period to be mentioned. चालान के ऊपर पीरियड नहीं लिखना कि कौन से पीरियड के लिए हमने चालान भर रहे हैं. इन द सैंपल फॉर्मेट विच इज देयर. अंडर सर्विस टैक्स भी ऐसा ही है. सर्विस टैक्स ऑल्सो में पीरियड नहीं है. वी जस्ट नहीं है ना, नहीं आता है. इवन ऑनलाइन करते तो भी पीरियड नहीं आता है. सो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन? सो वॉट एवर लायबिलिटी, वॉट एवर टैक्स यू आर पेइंग, इट विल फर्स्ट गेट एडजस्टेड टुवर्ड्स योर सेल्फ असेस्ड टैक्स एज पर रिटर्न्स ऑफ द अर्लियर पीरियड. अगर पहले का रिटर्न का टैक्स नहीं भरा है तो उसमें एडजस्ट होगा. सेल्फ असेस्ड टैक्स ऑफ द करंट टैक्स पीरियड. एंड थर्ड, अगेंस्ट एनी अदर डिमांड विच इज रेज्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर, it is called the proper officer, it will be adjusted against that, right? So the payment challan will be different. We need to understand the input tax credit, which input tax credits we will be eligible, we will not be eligible, the returns provisions, the audits, the assessments, all those things also we'll need to understand. Tax accounting, those companies, today your accounting system would be consisting of excise, PAT, service tax. The accounting systems, the software packages may also have to be amended accordingly, that okay, they have to be made compliant as tax payable under the GST law. So your systems, your master data will accordingly have to be changed. Supply chain, sourcing strategy versus make or buy. So now again, the people will have to take a decision, work out what will be more beneficial to them. Whether should they import, pay customs duty, pay IGST, claim credit, or should they manufacture the goods? Make versus buy. Make in India. So which will be more beneficial? I think that will have to be worked out on a case-to-case basis. What is going to be more beneficial for the company? Distribution strategy for stock transfer, depot, or distributor or dealer. Right? So today there are various companies who are having so many depots at various places. So whether all those depots will be really required now? They may be required for logistic purposes. If they have been made only for taxation purposes, maybe we may have to rethink whether we can directly sell the goods from Mumbai to that place. IGST तो पूरा मिलने वाला है, right? फिलहाल मे बी एक्साइज क्रेडिट मिलता होगा या नहीं मिलता होगा, एफ फॉर्म मिलता है नहीं मिलता है. So many different scenarios. So that again the company will have to think whether they want to continue with that system, they want to have more depots or they don't want to have depots, they want to have branches or don't want to have branches. I think that analysis, the cost impact analysis will have to be done by the company. Sourcing pattern, our availability of interest credit to vendors on services like renting of immovable property. Say a retailer who is having a shop in a mall. Today what was happening? When he's selling the products, he's charging VAT. He's paying huge rent for the premises. On that rent, he is paying service tax. जिसका ओनर है वो शॉप का ओनर है वो सर्विस टैक्स लगा रहा है. Till today, this person was not getting set off. Now he will get the set off. Right? Similarly, another go down trend पे सर्विस टैक्स लग रहा है. Right? But VAT में उसका set off नहीं मिल रहा है. Now वो set off मिलेगा. So what is to be done? Whether we need to own it or whether we need to rent it. Again, so sourcing pattern. Supply and inventory management. So based on this decision, our supply management, our inventory management, how much to stock. अभी प्रोडक्शन किया तो एक्साइज ड्यूटी भर रहा हूँ. अभी प्रोडक्शन पे एक्साइज ड्यूटी नहीं भरना है. जितना चाहिए उतना प्रोडक्शन कर लूँ क्या? इनपुट क्रेडिट पहले ले लूँ क्या? I don't know. Maybe we need to think. Again, none of these decisions can be taken in isolation. We have to see the working pattern of the company. We have to see the accounting concepts, the finance, the working capital, so many things, logistics, people is a very important factor. How things are going to behave in this change scenario, right? We will have to consider that. Capital expenditure, plant and machinery पे पहले साल में full set off मिल रहा है. क्या करूँ? Leasing करूँ कि buy कर लूँ? क्या cost आएगा? Input credit कैसे मिलेगा? Again we need to work on that. Impact on margin and thereby the selling price. अभी ब्रांच ट्रांसफर का 4% रिटेंशन लग रहा था, अभी नहीं लगने वाला है. Should I reduce the price of my product? What are my competitors going to do about it? Now it is going to be one nation, one tax. अगर महाराष्ट्र में मैं 100 रुपए में बेच रहा हूँ, मैंने 4% वो कॉस्ट गिना था, अभी वो 4% नहीं लगने वाला है मुझे. राइट? सो मेरा प्रोडक्ट का कॉस्ट 4% से मैं रिड्यूस कर सकता हूँ. I can become more competitive in the market. And everybody will think of it. जैसे आप सोचोगे, आपने सेमिनार अटेंड किया, वैसे और लोग भी अटेंड करेंगे. अगर नहीं अटेंड करेंगे तो they will be at loss, right? So everybody will try to rethink their costing factors, try to become more competitive in the market. See, government in that, वो जो मैंने एक बताया था impact analysis, that is from the government's website. They are expecting that the prices of the products will come down if the entire chain of persons is under GST. Definitely, if it really succeeds, the price of the product should come down. Sales in transit, हमने देखा पहले एक example, buying from ABC, buying from Ahmedabad, B at Mumbai, C is at Bangalore, sales in transit was possible. Now sales in transit will become taxable. Okay, लेकिन 100% टैक्स क्रेडिट मिलने वाला है उसमें भी. ऐसा नहीं है कि सेल्स इन ट्रांजिट बंद हो गया, फॉर्म्स का चक्कर बंद हो गया. वो सबसे बड़ा हेडेक है. कंपनी पीपल नो, अरे एफ फॉर्म आता ही नहीं है, सी फॉर्म तो आता ही नहीं है. एफ फॉर्म तो चलो अपना ब्रांच है तो आ जाता है कभी ना कभी, अपना कंसाइनमेंट एजेंट हमारा है तो मिल गया, लेकिन सी फॉर्म तो आता ही नहीं है. किरण गुप्ता जी नोज, ही इज फेड अप ऑफ द सी फॉर्म थिंग, राइट? So that things will not be there. So again, the cost, the margin, so many impacts. Impact on works contract transaction, EPC contracts, maintenance contract. Everything will have to again rework. What is going to be the cost impact? Each company, one on its sales side, other on its purchase side, means the income side and the expense side. On both the count, how they are going to transform into the GST regime. I think that every company will have to undergo it. In case any impact analysis has to be done, that can also be done. Proper strategy needs to be made up. What is going to be the impact on the business of the company? Next. Right? So this is what we have to do. Understand the relevant law vis-a-vis the business impacts. We have already started it. This is the first step that we have, all of us have undertaken. You also and me also trying to understand what is the law. भाई आने वाला क्या है? ओलो गुजराती में क्या? बिलाड़ा माती कोथड़ू निकल, ओला कोथड़ा माती बिलाड़ू निकल से. So it should not come all of a sudden. At least we are planned, prepared. Okay, trying to understand the law, the business impacts, and then plan all your contracts. Today you may be entering into contracts which may be for 2 years, 3 years. Alpesh, Mahindra, right? आज आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर कर रहे हो, वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 3 साल तक चलने वाला है. तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में आज वैट, सर्विस टैक्स के साथ जीएसटी का इम्प्लीकेशन आना ही चाहिए, राइट? द कॉस्ट इम्पैक्ट ऑल्सो एंड योर सेल्स प्रोडक्ट इम्पैक्ट ऑल्सो. and that every company will be having to look into, right? The input tax credit, the supply chain, the costing. That is also we have seen that the costing or the pricing of the product will get changed, and the implementation after understanding the law, planning what is to be done, then actually implementing.